What's up, everybody? David here for Nuke the Fridge. I'm here with the icon, Darick Robertson. What's up, Darick?
How you doing, David?
Good. I just want you to know something right off the bat. I don't know if this is going to make you uncomfortable, but you are my Jack Kirby.
Well, that's it. Good night, folks.
No, and I say that because you're a guy, transmet, the boys, happy. You don't just draw these pretty pictures, you create worlds. And to me, that's something Kirby did. So I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, you are my Jack Kirby.
Well, from the bottom of my heart, that's high praise.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Jack Kirby's one of my heroes. Absolutely love that guy's work. Definitely being compared is as undeserved as it is. It's fantastic to be even thought of in the same breath. So thank you.
And I'm going to make sure that's going to get on a plaque somewhere. So when we build a Darick Robertson statue in the Bay Area, it's going to go on there. Okay, so
I need it.
just real quick.
Panhandling nearby. So anybody want to drop a quarter in the jar, just remember that statue is because of a lot of hard work.
Okay, just real quick, I wanted to talk about Oliver. You announced that last year during San Diego Comic-Con. Is that still on the way? When can we expect?
Embarrassingly, I'm a little bit behind in my schedule. Ballistic has been this, my current book, Ballistic, from Black Mass Studios, is it's been quite, world building, as you say, is harder than it looks. And Ballistic is such an intense story requiring so much complex detail that I never imagined it was going to take me as long as it has. But then there's a point when you're knee deep into a project that you believe in and you feel is something special's happening. You just got to do what you got to do and see it through. So right now I'm doing that. I'm seeing it through, trying to keep everything else in balance. But Oliver's definitely still happening. Might just be early spring rather than this year, which I'd hope. We wanted to do it by Christmas. I'm a few months off.
Okay.
Issue 1's almost finished, and Gary Witt and I, it's going to be my full-time project as soon as these last 2 issues of Ballistic are done.
Yeah, with Gary Whitta finally being done with all the After Earth stuff, and he's working on his next thing. Does he text you late at night and say, "Hey, when's it coming"?
No, he calls me occasionally. We're good friends. Like we're like hangout buddies. So we actually have been creating issue 1 face to face, like getting together and sitting down and drawing the drawing pages like with him right there in the room, which I don't get to do with any creators, mostly because of proximity. But Gary lives near me, and we like to work that way. So as soon as I get, I've been sidelined by current projects that are taking a little longer than I want. But that's actually a really joyful experience to go over to Gary's place and sit down or have him up at mine and create in person, because he feeds on that energy as much as I do. And what comes out, there's something really wonderful about drawing something and going, well, what about this? Or talking about it and showing him as it comes together and seeing his reaction and knowing that we're simpatico. It's like playing music almost. I'm of the mind that it too is going to be a thing that, it's going to be 12 issues total with broken down into 4-issue chunks, so it'll be a trilogy. But I mean, it'll be a full-time project when I'm into it. I'm going to be fully designing a whole new world with a steampunk theme and a futuristic broke-down London. And issue 1 already, I'm very proud of. It's looking very good. After we're done here, I'll give you a little sneak preview.
Awesome. I'm going to see it. You can't, sorry, but no. Okay, so let's talk about some of the work that you have done in the past with stuff like The Boys, Transmetropolitan. Now let's say these things, let's say Hollywood says these movies are greenlit tomorrow, they're going to get made. Darick, we need you to pick a cast for us. Who is your Spider Jerusalem?
Oh, like dream casting? I have 3 people I would love to see do it. Number 1 is still Tim Roth. He just gets more interesting as he gets older, and as he's getting older, he's even more appropriate for the part. So, and that's what Warren and I always imagined would be great, even back in the 90s. So even current day Tim Roth would still be perfect. Woody Harrelson, I think, would make an amazing Spider Jerusalem, just because he's got that great caustic eye, and that he's got that kind of savage way of moving about when he's on. He's also a great character actor. I think about him in like Zombieland, for example. So Woody Harrelson or Tim Roth are the first off the top of my head.
Who was your third choice in that?
God. I'd have to think on it. I still, like, Patrick Stewart said he wanted to do it, but I know that he feels he's too old for the part now. And but I still think he would be. That guy could do it. I'd listen to Patrick Stewart read a cereal box. That would be
amazing. Okay, now let's say for The Boys, which has been off and on, but let's Dreamcast this. Who's your Billy Butcher?
Ideally, well, are you talking like if I had to like pull it out of, if I could like get in a time machine?
Let's say Bill and Ted's Time Machine is.
Okay, so anywhere from any time. Robert Shaw, who was the Quint in Jaws.
Yes.
He's actually, when in his younger days too, he was in GoldenEye, and he's basically the physical inspiration. So I still think he'd be perfect for it. He's got that glint in his eye that Garth Ennis described. And of course, Simon Pegg has to be Wee Huey. And I'd love to see Sacha Baron Cohen as the Frenchman. And I'd love to see either Bjork or the actress who played Gogo Yubari in Kill Bill. I forget her name, and shame on me. I forget her name, but she would be wonderful for the female. And then I'd like to see, well, while he was alive, Michael Clark Duncan would have been a great Mother's Milk.
Those are awesome choices. Let's try to get that made, Hollywood, because give this guy a casting check. Let him go to work.
It's looking good. Still happening.
Okay, as far as we know, and I can't wait for it because every Comic-Con someone teases me about it.
Yeah.
I've had Adam McKay tease me about it.
He's still connected. He still wants to do it. So just keep your fingers crossed. I'm finding out with Hollywood that the fact, as I've been told by people that have been through the process, because Gary Whitta had, the Book of Eli, and then again with After Earth, like the fact that any movie gets made ever is something of a miracle. So, and every process is different towards how a film comes together. But all the things that we need to believe in for the Boys movie sounds like they're still in place, and this is still likely to happen. So, keep the faith.
Awesome. We can't wait for it. Thank you, Darick, for being with us.
My pleasure.
This man, like I've said, my Jack Kirby will always be. Check out Ballistic with Black Mass Studios. And this is David and Darick for Nuke the Fridge. Say goodnight, Darick.
Good night, Darick.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Appreciate it.